my place of work was a predominantly white institution of higher learning. My university, like many other institutions, posted the Black Lives Matter motto on its website. And it was at that point I knew my Black ass had to exit stage left. And when I exited higher education in 2020, it's because I truly believed I deserved safety. Now, I can finally see that for the longest time, I didn't believe I truly had. I didn't believe I deserved safety when I spent 2 months literally having to ask a program administrator who was racialized as white to open my office doors when she refused to give me access to keys. I didn't believe I deserved safety when I sat through a student's loud vitriol when he proceeded to cuss, discredit, and threaten me in a class full of his peers. I didn't even believe I deserved safety when my immediate supervisor cursed and yelled at me during a scheduled meeting with a colleague. While I had seen the value of having a safe workplace, I truly hadn't made space to embody those beliefs. Now today, I can say with my full chest, I believe that I deserve safety, and I believe that y'all do too. So I want to expand on how confronting my own internalized anti-Blackness has made me whole and better equipped to understand and confront racial terror. I hope y'all like music because I'm inviting the powerful lyrics of Tank and the Bangers to help me amplify my voice. Black sounds like songs, smells like good food, and it tastes like heart disease, but it feels like maize at Jazz Fest. Black sound like something that hurt like a hard test. Black sound like skin, like something dark. It look like hair. Yeah, black sound like rough and good hair. Look like history, sound spiritual. Black sound like years, like working, like night. Black sound like money, look like Walmart, like corner stores, like cash register singing. Black sound like 400 years, smell like Oprah, impactful like Martin, look like Cicely Tyson. The truth is, y'all, we have normalized being sick and tired. We've done this for generations. Our ancestors, especially those who were enslaved, consistently fought to subdue racial terror that had been subsidized by institutional racism and anti-Blackness. We have spent years advocating for equal access under the law while tirelessly working to get folks within and outside our communities to acknowledge the various levels of violence Black folks across the diaspora experience. This work has been just and necessary. However, because so much emphasis in my own life had been placed on conversations about others, I failed to realize how much internalized anti-Blackness had impacted my own sense of self. Now, you may be like, Kina, what is anti-Blackness and how is that different from racism? Now, while racism can be understood most often as prejudice, discrimination, or even antagonism directed against the person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular race or ethnic group, or more specifically, racism is often understood as the systemic oppression of a racial group to the social, economic, and or political advantage of other groups. So this is something that we're familiar with. It's a term that we've been using for a long, long time. But let's dig a little deeper here, y'all. Afro-pessimist scholars tell us to approximate what Black people have experienced and continue to experience as simply racism fails to provide an adequate composition of Black lived realities that illuminate the racial grammars of suffering, alienation, exploitation, antagonism, and gratuitous violence against the Black. Dumos and Ross would even add to this. Anti-Blackness is not simple racism against Black people, but rather a broader antagonistic relationship between 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. Other scholars would even tell us that anti-Blackness is not simply racism against Black people, but rather a broader antagonistic relationship between Blackness and the possibility of humanity. And lastly, our good sis Christina Sharp tells us that anti-Blackness is not a pandemic or even an infectious disease, but rather a total climate. And so, if we're gonna keep it a buck here, anti-Blackness is the denial of our humanity. And that happens from people who look like me, and even from people who don't. Studying both Afrofuturism and Afro-pessimism guided me to do the deep work to reflect on the very real and contemporary impacts of anti-Blackness in my life. An anti-Black world is a global entity born out of the weight of chattel enslavement. And to learn more about the direct impact of global anti-Blackness, we can look to the work of Dr. Joy DeGruy. So Dr. Joy DeGruy conceptualized the idea of post-traumatic slave syndrome, a theory that explains the adaptive survival behaviors known as trauma responses in Black communities throughout the United States and the African diaspora. It is a condition that exists as a consequence of multi-generational oppression of Africans and their descendants, resulting from centuries of chattel slavery, a form of slavery that was predicated on the belief that Africans were inherently and genetically inferior to whites. This was then followed by institutionalized racism, which continues to perpetrate injury, thus resulting in key behavioral patterns such as vacant esteem. Now, vacant esteem is one of these key behaviors that Dr. Joy points out. Dr. Joy refers to vacant esteem as the insufficient development of primary esteem, alongside feelings of hopelessness, depression, and a general self-destructive outlook. The second principle she highlights is marked propensity for anger and violence. Marked propensity for anger and violence is the extreme feelings of suspicion, perceived negative motivation of others. It's the violence against self, property. It can even include the violence against members of your own family, friends, or acquaintances. And the last behavior pattern that Dr. Joy notes is considered to be racist socialization, internal racism, or even internal anti-Blackness. That is the learned helplessness, the literacy deprivation, distorted self-concept, or even aversion for our own groups, our own culture, our own norms and customs, the things that tie us to a larger ethnic heritage, even our own physical characteristics. And all of these trauma responses are deeply tied to post-traumatic slave syndrome. Now, while I can safely say I might not have directly experienced these behaviors, I have definitely witnessed them in both professional as well as public spaces. And I also know that we've created all types of cliches and metaphors, y'all, around these issues, such as terms like Uncle Tom's or all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And yes, there is definitely space to critique the Candace Owen types within our mix. But on a much deeper level, we have to face the reality that we all have been exposed to toxic messages about our community that flows as easily as our drinking water. Village women, tribal children, native language, something's missing. Ripping spirit, no religion. This is what we teach our children. The chapters we don't know, there's no ink to fill them. The visions of the soul need Stevie to see them. stolen fruit. We need to realize that the constant racial terrorism and anti-Blackness that we've all been exposed to is so much more than simple racism. Even though there is nothing simple about the racism we live through and negotiate every day of our lives. We need to activate what I would call a posture of demand. And we do this by reflecting on our own internalized anti-Blackness, which allows us to do the hard work of healing ourselves and future generations. I just want to hop out the morning colored Porsche. Mellow yellow, blue dash, you got an ass like a horse, purple tinted rims is spinning like amen, like I'm in church, sticky swervy, like I'm serving on my shirt, communion in my cup. In 2020, after I left higher ed, I transitioned into another career trajectory. I was able to think critically and align myself with my passions and values. And I made more space for my own humanity, a humanity that had been constantly questioned due to both internalized as well as external anti-Blackness. I realized that I could not command what I didn't think I deserved. And once I was able to see my full humanity, it created opportunities to truly see others. Now, while walking away from traditional norms relating to work was tricky, I can say I'm now in a space where I am more connected to my own divine humanity and knowing. I am able to see more clearly the impacts of empire in my life and realize the value in my own embodied knowledge. And I have that threefold, y'all. One, I have ancestral knowing, the power of ancestral knowledge, the knowledge from my grandmother, Ruth Reed. And I tell folks, hey, I may not know what it means to be a Black woman living in the segregated South in the 1930s, but I was in the body of a Black woman who did. I have lived experience. My direct observations and experiences do matter. And I don't have to continuously rely on people outside of the community to give me credibility. And then lastly, if we gotta talk about it, I mean, I have a piece of paper from a white government institution that says I know how to read and write, y'all. Moreover, I was able to free myself from the prolonged presence of what our great ancestor Toni Morrison called the white gaze. In the documentary, Toni Morrison, The Pieces I Am, she refers to the white gaze as the little white man that sits on your shoulder and checks everything you say or do. Well, you sort of knock them off and then you're free. She further explains, I have had reviews in the past that have accused me of not writing about white people. I remember a review in which a reviewer said, one day she, meaning me, will have to face up to the real responsibilities and get mature and write about the real confrontation for Black people, which is white people. As though our lives have no meaning and no depth without the white gaze. I have spent my entire writing life trying to make sure that the white gaze was not the dominant one in any of my books. Ashe, dear Toni. Dr. Janice Gesem-Ashore expands here to even add more to Toni's righteous thoughts. In the simplest terms, the white gaze can be conceptualized as the assumed white reader. When writers craft stories, the assumed white and often cisgender heterosexual male audience that we are writing for, and two is the white gaze in action. The white gaze can be expanded to mean the ways in which whiteness dominates how we think and operate within society. Being encouraged to adhere to white-centered norms and standards is one of the ways the white gaze operates. And to create a world, and more specifically a workplace, that is built on equity, Understanding the ways the white gaze show up is imperative. And it wasn't until I confronted my own internalized anti-Blackness that I realized how much of my life had been spent with that little white man on my shoulder. What's up, people? This is Mr. I don't need no damn script. This is Mr. Crush, make your mama blush. This is Mr. Let's make a deal, I keep it real. And I got something hot and heavy coming in for y'all from New Orleans' very own Tank and the Bangas, the Red Balloon album. When we start thinking about how we move forward, first things first, I want us to see our divine humanity. Now, Dr. Christina Cleveland published a book earlier this year called God is a Black Woman. And in that book, she cites, indeed, social science scholars agree that what's good for Black women is good for all people. The liberation of all Black women requires the dismantling of all systems of oppression, white supremacy, patriarchy, capitalism, Islamophobia, homophobia, transphobia, and more. These systems harm all of us. So if Black women are thriving and free, it also means the oppressive systems have been eradicated and we are all thriving and free. The second thing we need to move forward is realize that we do need to stop catering and centering whiteness and its demands. And I love this quote from Levity that tells us we've all been socialized to often believe that white ice is always colder. Y'all, it ain't. And the last step as we consider moving forward into our whole humanity is that we must develop a posture of demand. Now, for me, this looked like learning about both the transatlantic and the domestic slave trades. It is from this deep knowing and knowledge that I was truly able to understand what is due to me as a Black woman living in an anti-Black world. In conclusion, it was easy to be done when I saw that BLM sign that day, because I knew that I deserved much more. But I only knew that because I had done the work of healing myself inside out. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to go out there and quit all the things, but I am encouraging us to be honest with ourselves about the ways we have been conditioned to negate our own humanity from within. Big bang, big tank, bang, bang, shots out. All of y'all can eat this up like Black folk at the cookout. Thick and pretty from the South, money chasing after clout. Settle down, children, before I bring the paddle out. I got that juice, y'all. Make the girls want to move. Big.
Our girl Kina, okay? Our girl Kina. And when I say I'm so happy she's an educator, I am so happy she's an educator. Kina is super, super dope, y'all. And again, you know, for those who didn't hear me say this in the last session before we wrap, she literally started this. She literally chose a topic thinking that she was about to speak to white folks, right? And as she ideated this, right, as the vision further fleshed out, she called and said, Casey, I realized this is for me. So I love how she took us in a truly like a research style, right? Through unpacking this very complex, nuanced topic. Kina might hop on here before the DJ set, y'all. I don't see her. But just in case, even if she doesn't, let me use this time to give you a few shout outs and reminders. Shout outs and reminders, because at the top of the hour, we have our girl, DJ TO, otherwise known as SheJTO, from South Carolina. I'm from there, so I got to rep that heavy. But she's going to be rocking on the ones and twos again. All right, leaderboard. I'm gonna shout out the top 15. All 15 get prizes, but we're nowhere near done. Literally, last time we had a good sis. I think it was Janelle. Like Janelle, let me know if it was you. I think it was Janelle. Like literally missing a couple of days because of the way she was registered under somebody else's name, but she came all the way to the top and she won a prize as well. But shout out to Demetra Lucas with 5,705 points. Let me drill in, sis. What? Okay, let me tell y'all. Let me give y'all her business. From joining sessions, she has 1,250 points. From submitting interest in booths, dang, I'm telling them all your secret sauce, huh? Okay, this is the last one I'm gonna say. She has 1,600 points. I'm gonna get out of here, sis. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not gonna tell them all of your secrets. Okay, right behind we have Tiffany Brown with 5,645. Uh-oh, it just refreshed, y'all. Let me refresh because some of y'all already moving. What? Okay. No, it's all good. It's all okay. So Demetra's number 1, Tiffany's number 2. We have Courtney West. I gotta brag on Courtney West. She has 5,140 points. Okay. Courtney West DM'd me to let me know that she had not only created a Podia account. I've been telling y'all about Podia, right? I've been telling y'all about Podia. I'm gonna tell you what she did first, and then I'll remind you what Podia is. She DM'd me to tell me not only that she had created a Podia account, she already has her website up, and she said it looks phenomenal. And she's about to start offering her products to the world. Come on, Courtney. Big founder energy. Progress over perfection. Yes, wow. Yes. So Podia, they are one of the strategic partners of the summit. They have gifted the number 1 prize winner of this summit. The winner will be announced on Sunday, right, on day 5, Juneteenth. A annual subscription, which is a $900 value to their Shaker plan, which gives you unlimited paid or free courses, unlimited paid or free services, meaning if you want to do video type consultations, unlimited downloads, unlimited community members, paid or free with different tiers, different membership plans if you want to do that. Unlimited webinars, so you can literally sync upcoming webinars and have people pay to be on or have it be free. And then it will automatically convert the live to a recording where any other follow-on purchases happen automatically and they just watch the replay. Okay. I'm all about low code, no code. I'm all about scale and systems. They are gifting that for free for 1 year to the number 1 person. So it means any sale you make will be 100%, like over 100% ROI because you didn't invest in anything, right? The Blaze Knowledge Academy is very, very robust. We offer courses there. We offer master classes there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's not my point. My point is we built it on Podia. So please understand that Podia is fire. I love Podia. And the exact plan that the number 1 winner will get is what we have. Yeah. Okay. The exact plan, y'all know this by now. I don't have to say it. For the newbies, I'm not gassing, okay? I would not lie to you. I have no reason to. The exact plan that the number 1 winner will get is what we have. And we have thousands of people in the Blaze Knowledge Academy. It was built on Podia, and you will get that exact same plan. I rock with Podia heavy. I would never talk about anybody that I don't rock with, nor would any business be on the stage that I don't rock with. So all of these people are vetted and true. Podia, is super dope. They're a super dope partner of ours in that Blaze is actually one of their top 3 communities on there. So I've literally spoken to all their other clients about, or not clients, but customers about, best practices for building community, etc. They have an article out there on us. I just found today. I didn't even realize we read an article, but they were talking about all the things the Blaze community is doing inside of there. So shout out to them for valuing, right, what Black women bring. Even, I don't know what they did before this, right? But they did tap your girl and say, listen, sis, please, top 3, come on, talk to us, right? So that means a lot to me. So definitely use Podia. Also, because this is what Courtney did, obviously, because clearly she didn't win anything yet. Nobody did. Also, Podia has a free plan. They just rolled it out last Wednesday. Not lying, right? They told me about it several weeks before it came, just so I made sure I could tell my audience. Love Podia. Shout out to y'all. A free plan where you can do the following. I love Podia, so if you go there, I know you're in good hands. Where you can do the following. You can offer a community pay or free with the free plan. Catch me, okay? You can offer 1 download, okay? And you can offer one, I think, is coaching session. Okay, you definitely can't do the course with the free plan. Okay, but you can definitely get started for free. There is no other platform out there that will give you this value for free. Okay, I'm talking about Thinkific, Kajabi, no shade, but I'm just being very honest. Okay, so you can create this, right? Because we're going to get into all the things right now. Y'all feel it. We are literally priming the well. We are getting inside of your mind, really helping you to birth these visions, to organize it, compartmentalize it, right? And you're going to hear from experts about starting a business. Literally after the DJ set, actually, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship in Africa. I'm in Africa running my business. I want everybody who wants to do the same to do it. We're going to talk about community building, all this stuff. So y'all get Podia. The link is in the lobby. Click the link in the lobby. Click the link in the lobby. Click the link in the lobby to go over there and get your free plan. No catches. Yeah, no catches. I will say one nuance. I'm like, just y'all might not care about this, but for the plan that you pay for, right? So the one that the number one winner is going to get, they don't even take transaction fees. Again, crazy. Podia does all the things. If you get the free plan and you decide to charge for something, they will take a processing fee for that, right? So that's how they make money on the back end, but they let you create, build, etc. on the front end. I believe the processing fee is 8%. Okay, full disclosure. All right, cool. So, okay, I'm about to go to the DJ set, but I got to shout out the other people who are on the leaderboard because it's going to be 15 winners. All right, so shout out the top 3. Y'all are dope. Number 4, we have Andrea. Number 5, we have Tiara. I see you. 6, we have Aaliyah. 7, we have Shayla. 8, we have Samia. 9, we have Gina. 10, we have Wendy. 11, we have Chandra. 12, we have Demetria. 13, we have Monet. 14, we have Monique. And 15, we have Dejanay. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to share these on the feed just so y'all can see where this is, where people are. It's pasted in the feed so y'all can see it real quick. All right. So now we're going to go over to the DJ set. My girl, y'all's girl now, she JTO. All right. When's the rest of the day? Okay. I want to answer these questions because a lot of them, but we're going to go over there. Number 1, shoot. Demetria asked, when's the registration for the next Blaze Virtual Summit dropping? Come on, sis, December. We do it twice a year, every June and December. So you can start registering in November. It's always free. Tierra says, is Podia similar to the site we are on now? Great question. No, it is not. So Podia is not for hosting events. I'm saying it again. Podia is not for hosting events. Podia is for providing solutions, products. Okay, so if you have downloads, if you have workbooks, if you have classes you want to teach virtually, if you have class recordings you want to just create and it's passive income as people buy it, if you want to house a community, right, where people live there and breathe there and post stuff there, you can do all of that on Podia. Podia has so much stuff and they're fire. I wouldn't vouch for them if they weren't, I promise. I'm gonna get through these, y'all. Love y'all. All right. Oops, I didn't mean to mark it as answered, friend. Let me unmark it. Okay. Tiffany asks, can you use any virtual headset, or is it or has it to be from Meta, or does it have to be from Meta? I'm assuming you're talking about tonight, and I will say it might be the Meta one, but to check, just get the virtual headset and see if you can download Horizon Worlds. That's where you can find our world. Y'all, the ones who come in there tonight, y'all gonna be wild. Y'all gonna be tripping because literally we built it for free, and y'all can build it for free. And we built it in like 2 hours, okay? Literally holding your hand up in here. And we're gonna be playing cornhole and tic-tac-toe and darts and all kind of stuff. All right, cool. Last question. All right, Cherie asks, with Podia, do you own your website, the content on the website you build, or do they own it? Think Wix. And write in the chat more color. Like when you say own, like what types of functionality or features or limitations? Because if you're just talking about branding, right, where you can't remove their logo. The plan that I have, right, and the plan that the number one winner will have, you can remove their branding. We absolutely changed the URL. Like there's no indication that Podia is behind it. Like nobody knows that. You all know that. I mean, literally the Blaze people didn't know that. Some of my Blaze business intensive people know that because I literally teach them like y'all go build this stuff all the time. I give a whole bunch of information about that. But nobody knows that, right? Now for the free plan, if you do the free plan, there will be branding down there. right? Because they leverage that as a way to market. JReed says, you are on the right track with my, okay, girl. So yeah, but that being said, it is yours, right? You have literally this with the free plan, you have the same exact functionality that I have with creating your website, the colors, the branding, all the things, right? The difference is the bottom of yours will have the Podia logo, which is fine. Who cares? A lot of people, I mean, most people send out MailChimp emails with the MailChimp thing at the bottom, okay? And Acuity links to their calendar and Calendly links. And right after you register, they like sign up for Calendly. I mean, come on now, you know. So it's very common, that is fine. But yeah, you own the content, you create it. It is not overly, I'll just say regulated, for lack of a better word. You create what you want for your tribe, and all of the tribes are different. I know this personally because I've spoken to them, right? I've given them my best practices. So I know that there's a myriad of creators on there. All right, cool. All right, we're going to the DJ set. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.